What's going on YouTube? Kaioken coming at you with another Wi-Fi battle. This OU. I got this versus a guy by the name of SamuraiYG on the Smooth on Wi-Fi Battle Finder. Alright, so in the team preview, I figured he'd lead with either Rotom, Bronzong, or Sableye. I figured in the case that he leads with Rotom or Bronzong, I should just lead with T-Tar. Because I could get my rocks up, get my weather going, and because I could potentially trap the Rotom with Pursuit, get some nice damage on it as it Volt switches out. And if he led with Sableye, I could just switch out the Shaman and proceed to just fire up Seaflare, so I get a special defensive drop and stuff like that. I didn't really have anything too threatening aside from the Alakazam, and the Sableye's kind of a threat. If I just play around it, I should be fine. Just get Light F with a few boosts. Anyway. I think the Rotom like I thought he would. I know he's probably going to Volt Switch out because that's standard Rotom. And he's going to Volt Switch out. And I didn't Pursuit here. That might come into play a little bit later. Not really too much. But I'm just going to go for my Rocks. I figure that's the best thing I could go for because, you know, Rocks is like the best move in the game. As he goes into the Sableye. I'm going to switch out because I'm really not trying to take a Will-O-Wisp. So I'm going to go into my Shaman and take the Will-O-Wisp because it's, you know, it's a fucking Shaman. And this is offensive Shaman, but I pack like leftovers on it for longevity and because we're in Sandstorm. Even though I do pack Elite Seed over the rest now. So he's gonna go on the Bronzong. I had a feeling he might do that, but I'm just gonna go for the Seaflare anyway, just to hit stuff hard and maybe get the special defensive drop. And luckily I do. Doesn't really play too big of a role right now because I can't OHKO it with Hidden Power Fire because it's a Bronzong and I'm timid Shaman, not modest. So I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire. It almost KOs. Actually, that did kind of matter, getting the special defensive drop, because that means the Bronzong not able to live for as long. So this turn, I'm predicting him to switch out. I had a feeling he might go into Dragonite or Scizor, but instead of going for the Leech Seed, I go for the Hidden Power Fire. But I just went for that because I kind of when I clicked Hidden Power Fire, I didn't really think about Alakazam coming in because I thought, oh, I should go for Leech Seed, and then I saw him like, oh, Alakazam, so Leech Seed wouldn't have done anything. So I actually thought he might go for a setup move like a Substitute or something here, but luckily he just goes straight for the Calm Mind, not Calm Mind, Psyshock. So that's really good for me, so I can get a T-Tar for free, and I know T-Tar can take one Focus Blast. Even though I wasn't at full HP, I could take it barely. So I thought he might want to switch out, but regardless, Pursuit's going to kill. Actually, I couldn't tell what I thought. If I was Life Orb, I might have died from that range. I don't know what item. He might have been Focus Sash though. But I'm just going to switch out into my Skarmory as he goes into a Scizor. I see he has leftovers, so I thought he would be the special defensive set with Roost and Swords Dance, but he has the Brick Break, and I'm like, hello, Brick Break, hello. So I'm just going to set one layer of spikes. And I also noticed that he's faster than me. So that kind of plays a role too. So that usually my Skarmory is faster than most Scizors. So that tells me that I can Roost and such for free. So I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird here because I figured he'd switch out the Sableye on this turn. And now they switch into Sableye. I believe I switch out into my Shaman because I know he has to go for the Recover. Because if he doesn't go for the Recover, he can go for the Burn, but then my Skarmory would more than likely take him out. So, as he goes for the Recover, I get my Shaman in for free. I'm getting kind of low on health, but that's fine, I guess. Not really, because that kind of comes back to bite me in the ass later. So I'm just going to stay in, and I set up a Leech Seed. I thought he might go for the Taunt, but he just goes for the Will-O-Wisp. And, you know, that's whatever. Get some residual damage on the Sableye, and get some health back on my Shaman. And, once he switches out Sableye, he'll take some damage in entry hazards, although not that much. I'm just going to go for the Seed Flare. I really wanted to go for the Leech Seed again, but I just didn't. And I get a crit and a special defensive drop. And right here, I wasn't actually paying too much attention to the DS, so I thought Seed Flare did like a huge chunk. So I was like, another Seed Flare should KO because I just got the special defensive drop. But it doesn't, and yeah, so now I see he has a Dragon Claw, and I'm figuring that because he Dragon Clawed my Shaman that he doesn't have the Fire Punch, but I'm just going to go into my Latias and just Dragon Pulse him for the kill. He's going to stay in just to sack the Dragonite, I guess, or because maybe he thought I'd try to set up on him or something like that. But I really shouldn't have let my Shaman die right there, because Hidden Power Fire was my easiest reliable way to kill a Scizor. And Seed Flare was my easiest reliable way to kill a Rotom, although I do have a Terrakion. But yeah, he's gonna go into Sizzle, and I'm just gonna go with the Skarmory and just rinse and repeat because I know he can't touch me with Sizzle, so I can just sit in here all day. And I have a feeling he's gonna switch out the Rotom, so I believe I Whirlwind here. Yeah, I Whirlwind there, and I hope I get him back into Bronzong or Sizzle, and I get him in the Bronzong, and that's fine. Get some rocks damage on it, and now I'm thinking that he'll think that I will Whirlwind him again. So I'm just gonna get the Roost off here, and I just hope he doesn't go for the EQ, because you know I'm faster, so he might predict me to go for the Roost, but works out in my favor that he doesn't. And that Gyro Ball did more than I thought it would. So I'm just gonna Roost again because I figure that he'll predict me to go for a Whirlwind again. But he actually goes for the Toxic. He actually predicted me to switch. But there's really no reason for me to switch because he can't really do much to me. So here I predict him to switch out again into Sableye, and I'm just gonna Whirlwind him out into Bronzong. So I'm thinking that Sableye is going to die from entry hazards next time it comes in, and also Spikes doesn't really affect too much on his team aside from the Sizzle and the Sableye. I probably should have gone for the third layer, but I didn't. I really didn't feel it was necessary since it really only affects 2 members of his team. The other ones are levitating, I believe, or it was Alakazam instead. But I thought he would switch out there, so I Whirlwinded, and I just barely missed a KO on the Sableye there. Like, God, I was so upset at this point. So I know he's going to recover up because he has to. So I think I Whirlwind here again. And I probably should stop Whirlwinding because this happened, and I really don't want the Rotom to kill Skarmory because I need that to wall the Scizor. So I'm just going to sack T-Tar now. But he actually goes for the Trick and gives me a Choice Specs. So I didn't see any item earlier, so I thought it might be Scarf or Resto Chesto, but you know, I know it's Specs now. So now I know that it's not going to outspeed my horse, and it's not going to be hitting too hard since it just lost its Specs. So he's going to go into Sableye, and I believe I go out into my my Lodass because my Shaman's dead. And here, I should have just went straight for the Dragon Pulse. I'm like, he has to recover. He's going to recover. But he goes straight for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, fuck, why didn't he recover? Because if I just Dragon Pulse there, the Sableye would have been dead. And it would have saved me a bit of trouble. And I would have been behind the sub. So he's going to recover here. And I'm just like, does he not have the taunt? Because I'm going to recover too now. So it's just like, maybe he doesn't have the taunt. So I figure that next turn he'll either go for the taunt or he will go for offensive move. I decide to go for the Calm Mind in the off chance he doesn't go for the taunt, and he's just going to go for the Nightshade here. So now I'm thinking that since he saw Recover, since he saw Sub, since he saw Calm Mind, that if he has taunt, he's going to use it this turn. So I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse. But I was also thinking that if he had it, he would have used it earlier. But it actually turns out that he does pack the taunt. So just going for the Dragon Pulse this turn is it's pretty good. I just barely missed the KO, really. I mean, if I just Dragon Pulse that turn where he Willowed, it would have been a dead Sableye, and I wouldn't have to go through this, and you wouldn't have to watch this mini Stalwart thing. Probably should have sped this up a little bit more, but it's not really too stally. So he's just going to recover up, and I'm just going to Dragon Pulse. And I think he dies to the Dragon Pulse next turn because I'm whittling him down little by little each time I Dragon Pulse, I think. Or maybe I just get max damage on this one. I think I just get max damage on this one, actually, because this one actually takes it out. So now that the Sableye is dead, Latias is in kind of poor health, so I don't want to stay in. So he brings in a Scizor. I thought he might Pursuit, but, I mean, if he had it, he had it. So I'm just going to go out the Skarmory, but he doesn't Pursuit, so I guess he doesn't have it. And I was thinking maybe his last move might be Roost, but he just doesn't reveal it. Like, I don't even know what it is, even after the battle was over. I was going to ask him, but he kind of just left the chat. But I'm just going to Roost up here. I forget what he has left at this point. Scizor, Bronze. Oh, he has Rotom. So I'm just going to Whirlwind him out. I hope I get him into Bronzong. I think, yeah, he has Scizor, Bronzong, and Rotom left at this point. So I'm just going to Brave Bird here, just get some damage, because I know he can't do much to me. And I'm not going to switch in Terrakion or any of my other pokes right now, because unless I need some fodder, I could fodder Latias, but Latias still outspeeds the Rotom, so I don't exactly want to fodder it out. But I'm just gonna go for the Brave Bird until I kill this Bronzong. I actually get a crit here. Didn't really matter too much because it kind of just sped up the process of me Brave Birding and him Gyro Balling. So that crit definitely didn't matter. I'm actually gonna go out into my Jellicent because I know at the range of health that I'm at, I can take at least one Volt Switch. So I actually take it a lot better than I thought I would. Usually when I take Volt Switches with this Jellicent, I usually take a little bit more damage. And when I say a little bit more, I mean I'm usually in the red. So I guess he's not fully invested in special attack with his Rotom. But in any case, I'm able to get off a recover. And I think I'm gonna recover again as he switches out into his Rotom now. I think maybe no, I go for the Scald as he goes into his Rotom, and I don't get the burn, which I was kind of hoping for. But that doesn't really matter all that much because I'm just gonna go for the recover here and hope I live. If I don't, I still have both Latias, Terrakion, and I had something else. I had four. Oh, I had Scarm. Yeah, there we go to handle the Scizor. But luckily, I am able to live the Volt Switch barely, so that's pretty good. And I think I'm just gonna go for the recover again here, just to have more health for when the Rotom comes back in, and I can just kill it with a Scald after the Rocks damage and Sandstorm damage. So I just get the recover off. He's gonna Bug Bite. I just don't even know what kind of Scizor this is. Like when I saw it, I saw Brick Break, and I'm just like, what the fuck? But yeah, he's just gonna go for the Bug Bite, and I'm gonna go for Scald and kill the Scizor. Then the Rotom's gonna come in next turn, and it's gonna die. So yeah, that's gonna be a good game. So yeah, you guys know the Leo Comrades, good jazz. Be sure to check out my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I do Pokemon TCG stuff there too. If you wanna be interested in any of that, I have the link to that stuff like that in the description. And yeah, later.